All right, y'all. Welcome back to more God of War Remastered for the PS3. Um, as always, I have my co-host, and he gave me the opportunity to choose which movie. We're going to talk about a movie, and he asked me which one I wanted to talk about.
hmm
I'm pretty sure I wasn't supposed to come down here, but I'm down here now. And it was a choice between two movies I saw recently, and it was either Seven or Joker, starring Joaquin Phoenix. And okay, there it is. And so we have choices. Basically, it's either piss y'all off by having an opinion that's different from yours, okay, or like talk about a movie I've only seen once and it was censored.
So we're gonna be talking about the things that piss you off.
All right, I'm fine with that. And I will like to point out, like this is one of those one of those rare moments where our opinions differ, but barely. And like you saw it in theaters, right?
Yeah.
All right, I did not. I rented it from the DirecTV cinema. Shout out to DirecTV. You're expensive, but worth it in my opinion. Not that it matters because I ain't the one paying for it. So Joker starring Joaquin Phoenix. Let's just get the thing that's gonna make you mad out of the way first, because if you ain't gonna listen, if my opinion changes, like if you're not gonna listen by the end of it, it doesn't fucking matter. That movie is a bad Joker movie. Now, I'm going to say that again for the dum-dums out there who, like, heard, all they heard was bad in movie. That movie was a bad Joker movie. There's nothing that you can say to change my mind. It just, in my opinion, it was a bad Joker movie. I know who Joker is. I know, like, what to expect out of the Joker. I just don't feel like that movie. If that movie didn't have him in it, it would have been just as good. Like if it wasn't supposed to be an origin story for Batman's The Joker, it would have been equally as good. There's no amount of like the fact that it's supposed to be in the Batman mythos didn't make it better, but it didn't make it worse. I would also like to point out, like, that movie, like, a lot of people, like, seem to look at it like, well, it's a movie that really highlights mental health and blah, blah, blah. I completely disagree. Like, me and Fifth differ on this one. But I will say, I don't think that movie had shit to do with mental health. Like, was he crazy? Not at all. Like, he wasn't mentally unstable. He was damaged because he had a brain injury. That's not the same as, like, I was born a little off. No, he was born normal, and he was damaged to the point that he developed an issue. That's not the same thing. That's like being born with no legs versus I laid down on a train track and got my fucking legs cut off. Not the same thing. You feel me? Again, it's a matter of opinion. I know that people will be extremely pissed because I'm going against like what they have to say, but let's be honest, if you can have an opinion, so the fuck can I? Go fuck yourself. And it's like your opinion isn't the antithesis of all opinions, especially when it comes to anything like media. But that movie was not bad. I never said it was bad. I just said it was a bad Joker movie. I feel like it would have been much better if they just made a movie about a dude in fucking New York who lost his shit. Because every piece of media that is set in New York makes New York seem like the biggest shithole on the planet. God damn it.
I can't disagree with this.
So, like,
I can't think of a single movie that's ever like.
And I realize that, like, but it's not set in New York. It's set in Gotham. Shut the fuck up. It's in New York. Like, Gotham is just New York. That's what it is. Regardless of how you want to see it, it's a placeholder for New York. Right? Ow. But I just don't know how else to look at it. Like, I felt like the movie would have just been fine without him. Here's a better thing. If nobody told you it was a Batman movie, you wouldn't have realized that it was supposed to be a Batman like related film until Batman showed up, because they don't even refer to him as Joker before the end of the movie. He only refers to him Joker as Joker like 20 minutes before the end of the movie. Does it?
Yeah, like look at this Joker. Like that's
Yeah, I mean they say that, but I don't think you would like put that together until like he specifically requests that you call him Joker. Like the face paint, I honestly did want him to fall into a vat of like chemicals and it turned him crazy. That's what I wanted, and I didn't get it. I've heard people question like what happens to Gigi and her mom, and like the answer is he killed them.
Stay away! Don't come near me!
Like they are dead. Like it's not what I would consider to be like obvious, but yeah. Oh, what's in here?
I mean,
I think that's just supposed to teach you.
technically, you never see it, but I mean,
You're supposed to
given the
infer
way yeah,
because he always like kind of has a head. Like you said, like you're supposed to infer that from the fact that he has a laughing fit whenever like he does something bad. I felt like his laughing fits weren't specifically. Hold on. They tell you like in the film that like his laughing fits don't represent much of anything. They're just laughing fits. Like they don't like the card says like it doesn't represent how I feel. But it's just I can't help it. So I don't feel like there was ever a time when he started laughing like hysterically after he did anything specifically. Now I'm sure somebody could like point out certain parts of the movie like, no, see when he did this and he like when he killed the people on the subway. Man, if you ain't seen this movie and you still listening, that's on you. When he killed the people on the subway, he didn't go into a laughing fit. He just kind of reverted into a he reverted into like this escape. Hold up.
I know what you've done! Monster!
Wait!
Stay back! Get away from me!
I can hear that.
Me drinking?
No, the stay back.
You could? Oh, it's probably coming out of my headphones.
For that one moment, I could hear it.
Yeah, I think it's because my headphones weren't on my head flush.
Stay away!
I don't
Don't
really
come
care.
near me! Keep away!
Oh no! She's a dead woman. She's been dead for moments. And
Several of them.
And she genuinely did not have it wasn't a good death. Like she died kind of hard. She died hella hard, homie. Yeah. I think I can just jump back up there. It looks kind of far, but I can be wrong. Feather. There we go. The latch is locked. Okay, that's good to know, I suppose. I guess I'm supposed to go on down here. Damn. They changed a lot of the, oh, okay. I have to go back. It's the key to the latch. They changed a lot of the button configurations in later God of War games. Like, there's really no... Yeah. Well, no, not necessarily for obvious reasons, because the PS2, the PS1 DualShock is the exact same button layout as the PS4 controller, minus the trackpad. Not that that's important, but I'm playing it on the PS. What?
That's what I mean, I guess.
I mean, like, it is, like, from, Okay, I didn't know that. Like, I just happened to, like, do it by doing the old faithful square, triangle. But yeah, well, okay, go ahead. I've been talking for like 10 minutes. give them your take on Joker, and and maybe that'll like help me remember things I would want to talk. I wanted to talk about, but I'm being bombarded with things that are requiring me to think. So
That's me. I'll basically say that like I don't feel like I'll agree with the whole like it's not a good Joker movie. And I think that I enjoy it for what it is. Like I think that it's an interesting take on what made the Joker, but I don't think that it's a good Joker movie.
hold
Just
on
because I
again.
enjoyed it.
Good movie still.
Yeah.
I found it entertaining. I watched it twice. Like I watched it back like 2 days in a row. Like the first time I watched it, I wasn't like 100% invested. So when I watched it again, ow. So I made sure to watch it again the next day without interruptions.
Because mind you, like I personally could watch that movie with nothing of the Batman
Yeah,
mythos, and I would equally enjoy that movie. I might even enjoy that movie more. I don't know.
I've heard people. Okay, so as much as we talk about ego on this channel, because well, at least as much as we think we do. Like apparently, there's only 2 videos with his name in the title. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I watched a video where he talked about the movie, and I hadn't seen it yet. But apparently, there are some people who complain about the idea that we have to see yet another Batman origin story. And I would like to point out that if it wasn't for that, for the few scenes where Batman is mentioned, where Bruce Wayne is mentioned, there's no connection to Gotham City. That's the only thing. Like it's in Gotham City. And my another issue I have with the idea that they introduced Batman in that film the way they do, given how old Arthur is in that movie, there's no conceivable way he's old enough to be Batman's rival. By the time Batman becomes Batman, like Arthur's just gonna be old, and like he's gonna be incapable of doing the things that the Joker we know and love is capable of doing. You feel what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
also, I really like, since they were already making shit up, I kind of did want I did kind of want Thomas Wayne to be his dad. Like I really did. Like I personally thought that would have created an incredible story arc. I thought that would have been like not hilarious necessarily.
That they were estranged brothers,
Yeah,
technically speaking.
like I thought that would have been dope as fuck. Usually when it crackles like that, that means I can break it. Usually.
Because by all means, like I don't have a problem with the way they made the Joker,
Mm-hmm.
necessarily speaking, because I don't think like being dropped into a vat of chemicals is important to his character, but I also don't think like any of that's important to his character. The important part is that he's a man who makes jokes that are clearly like morbid
I mean, yeah, and I feel like,
but
but the
funny.
problem with that was to be like for those who
But
don't know,
the
like
jokes he was actually telling
The
were
Joker's
not funny.
character has always been a man who wanted to be seen as like a clown. Like before he like fell into the vat, he did want to be the Joker. And like when he fell into the vat, it's because he got he was trying to get money to help his family, like for his wife and kid, and he ended up trying to rob a place. I think he was probably robbing Ace Chemicals, and then he fell into the vat, and it transformed him. And like it just is what it is. Like the idea of a man falling into a vat of chemicals, and the chemicals getting into his like bloodstream and brain and everything. Y'all gonna die. Told you. I mean, I was gonna kill you, but am I tripping? It looks like I should be able to break this. It does not seem as though I can. But yeah, like it's stuff like that. I felt like it's not important necessarily to his character, no. Like, he was a man who I never looked at it like explicitly like, yeah, he has to make inappropriate jokes. I felt like I feel the Joker is more so a person who sees the world as a stage. That's
Yeah.
how I see the Joker. Like, and the idea that like if there's a Joker who's like, okay, and that's like the Joker I like because one, that dude's relatable. In my personal trash ass opinion, like somebody who like looks at the world as a stage play, and everybody is a character. Plot. These suckers here. These suck in every Auto War game. The Wraiths, I hate these assholes. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't have a grab, like a way to grab them yet.
I mean, that's fair.
Y'all, okay. I don't really know how else to like look at that fucking like movie. It's like I don't feel like the whole idea of like, oh yeah, it's a movie about mental health and awareness. Like, no, it's not. It's not even a movie about how like the world treats people who are mentally unstable, because the people who treated him poorly, they didn't know he was mentally unstable. They were just assholes. So you can't say that that's what that's about. Like, he was just treated poorly because people suck. That's it. And I feel like he's not mentally unstable. Let's put it that way. Like, he's broken, yeah. Like, the whole thing about, like, him thinking the black chick was dating him and blah, 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 blah. Like, yeah. Okay, yeah, he's a little crazy. Him being a little cray-cray. But other than that, like, he was relatively sane for the most part.
I mean, but that's what they. I mean, again, we want you to feel. Again, whether you feel that way or not, like it wants you to feel like this is a movie about class and how the mentally ill are treated because they don't even consider the mentally ill as being an existing thing. Like they just view that's what they want you to feel. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but they want you to feel that way. They want you to feel like you don't even consider this person is mentally ill. You just know that he's acting fucking weird and he's crazy. You don't think, oh well, he's got a disease or.
Well, I would say the reason I don't like immediately assume that like he's mentally unstable is because there are people who are just, you know, let's say like, okay, an asshole is an asshole mentally unstable. Like, would you consider somebody who is an asshole mentally unstable because they're doing things that, you know, you would think, okay, oh, you're an asshole for this. Like, no, you're just an asshole. And like the idea that like, you know, Arthur was laughing at things and people was like, you know, what's so damn funny? It's like when he was on the subway. Like, I feel like that, yeah, like everybody he attacked. Well, except for Gigi and her mom, because they didn't have anything. Like he did nothing. Like they did nothing to him, but also they were living in the exact same apartment complex as he was. So it wasn't like they were above him. They, you know, she just so happened to she just so happened to be like the victim of his, you know, nonsense. That's it. Like, I wouldn't consider that like a matter of like.
I mean, that's assuming that's us assuming that he didn't kill her, but
he did.
I don't know how else we could fucking take that scene. You know.
It's more specific by the fact that, like, again, you could say like, well, the sirens don't mean anything because, you know, they're in New York, so, you know, that could be mean. You know what? You're right. As we stated earlier, like, New York is apparently just the worst place on the planet to live. It just sucks. The people there are trash. You're right. I'm not gonna say you're wrong. Am I supposed to know where I'm going?
Good question.
Oh, hello. Do I want to jump down here? I do not. Oh, okay. Ah. I feel like somebody has been watching, who played this game, was watching that part and was like, come on, he has to, like, there it is. But yeah, with that being said, this is the end of the first week of God of War, the OG God of War, the OG Big Papa Kratos in the house. So, yeah, if you've seen the movie, and look, I'll be real with you. If you have like the stereotypical, no, the movie was great, it was perfect. Like, yeah, I don't care what you have to think. Don't leave a comment because I've heard that. I am looking for people like who you don't need to agree with me, but I don't want to hear the same rhetoric, the same bullshit media response. The movie is genius. It's not. It's not. It's a movie. The first thing I thought was it's like a artsy fartsy French film. That was the first. That's what I got out of it the first time
That is
I
what they
watched.
want you to feel, to be fair.
And like like Kojima said, like I'm a dumb American, so I didn't get high art. Like I was just like, okay, this is. We watched it and like, all right, that's about it. But hey, with that being said, until next time, we're out of here, y'all. Peace.